Hello, guys. Welcome to Chapters Where Words Come to Life. I am your host, Mariama Sey, and I am glad that you could join us. And if you're new here, this is the space where words turn into light that shines bright in our darkest night. And today, we have a very important topic at hand, poetry as the voice to the voiceless. But before going any further, as always, I am joined by my ever so brilliant Adama Sanyang. And we have another co-host today, Ibrahim Oboja.
Hello guys, thank you so much Mariama for that wonderful introduction that you always give me. It's another episode of the Chapters, and I am really glad and I am also excited about the topic today that we're going to discuss, which is about poetry and the voice of the voiceless. I am excited.
So how do you feel being here today?
It's an honor being around here today because poetry is something that is so important in the society. It talks about, it shows the light, or it sheds light on things that are happening in the society that people don't have voice to talk about. But then in using poems, we can talk about such things. And I'm so happy to be around today.
Thank you very much for that.
Indeed.
Now, first of all, my first question, could you describe the journey towards how you became a poet, not a writing poet, because I don't think you have gone on upper stage, recited and stuff like that.
Yeah, my journey into writing poems started as early as my childhood days. I was so much into storytelling because it was like my grandfather used to gather us around whenever we are with him. So like he would be narrating stories to us. I got so used to storytelling to the extent that I even memorized most of the stories that he normally recites to us or narrates to us, to the extent that I would even rectify him of something that he left behind. So it's like whenever I am listening, I'm always with a pen.
Okay.
Though my English wasn't that good then, but then whatever I wrote, I was able to remember, read, and then so that is how I was able to rectify him on some of the things he has even omitted out. So then gradually I began to write. As I write, I paste on the walls of my house, in my room. Sometimes I will even come and use a pen and write on the wall, just not to forget.
Yeah.
So like I'll be like, okay, sometimes I will have this episodic memory, I have this short-term memory, but then if I should write this, how would it feel? Would I forget or would I not forget? But then writing helps me a lot in memorizing some of these events. And then even if I'm out in town, I see something that fascinates me, I will write it down.
You still write?
Yeah, I still write. So that when I come, I will like pick words from this and then join them into maybe a stanza or a spoken word. And then I don't recite, but then I have younger brothers that are so much into poetry. It's a brother and a sister.
Why aren't you reciting?
No, I had this belief that my voice is not that good.
No.
That's my belief.
He is part of those that tell me you should go up there, you should go up a stage and start reciting.
Exactly.
Like I'll be like, you guys can do the reciting, I will do all the writing stuff that you need.
You know the problem that we're having with many poets in the Gambia is that they always say that I am good in writing, but my voice. What is the voice? Poetry is not about the voice. It's about the words, the stanzas.
What you're delivering.
Yes.
To people.
What you were saying.
Yeah.
Like, not the voice.
I think I can agree with her at some point because there are, I wouldn't say terrible, but there are poets out there whose voices I wouldn't say good, I wouldn't say bad, but you have a very good voice.
Yes.
I am just afraid of going up stage and then we are supposed to gather people to watch. But I'll be like, if I start, everybody will walk out and go.
Why? No.
When I recite, people will be so excited that they will leave.
Hey.
Because of the nature of my voice.
No. It will scare them or what?
Not scare them per se. It's so bad. That's what I felt. Like it's so bad to the extent that I can. Even shouting was my problem then.
I don't know about someone else. But for me, what is most important is I don't care about voice. Just give me the words the way they're supposed to. And I am hooked up.
Okay.
Yeah. So the next question is there even a poem that you wrote that unlocked something important, something, you know, something of a really great value inside of you?
Yeah, there is this poem that I wrote. I used to be this guy that doesn't believe in tradition and culture. Yeah, like I was like, culture cages you. Like, it's something that puts you, that locks you up in a cage. Yeah, that's my notion about culture then.
Why
But
do
then,
you think so?
yeah, I was like, if I am to be this cultural guy, I'll be like, there are certain things that it will prevent me from doing, and there are certain things that it will direct me onto doing. Like, it will force me to do certain things, and then will stop me from doing certain things. But that was my notion about culture. But then there was this day that I was sitting with a friend. We were supposed to go out for this event. It was a cultural talent show. So then I wasn't this guy that likes wearing halftime. So this day we went, I was just normal. I just wear this normal t-shirt and a jean trouser. So when I went, I was the only odd guy. Like, everybody was dressed in their traditional attire.
That is.
See how tall I was, and everybody was just, people are not even struggling to see me. Like, I am visible anywhere. So I sat at this corner, like my hands in between my legs, and I was like,
oh,
wow.
Embarrassed.
So like when we were going home, everybody was, the ones that I was going with were like teasing me. You know, you should have done this, but you refuse. You always want to be this. See what you have put yourself into. So then I went home, and then my younger brothers was like, they have this competition that they were supposed to write about. They were supposed to recite about tradition and culture. So when they asked me, I was like, these are some of the things I don't really put myself into, but then I will try. So then I wrote this poem about tradition and culture. Fortunately, when they went, after the performance, they took first. And then when they came back, I was like, oh, so like, it's not actually that bad. Yeah. So like, these are some of it's part of the things that motivates me more. Like, okay, if I should break the chains from, if I should be able to break myself from this one, I can be able to venture into it more. So from there, I was able to like have this another perspective about culture, and then a lot of things. Like I even participate in this cultural festival, like this cultural dance. So though I'm not that much good in dancing, but then
but you know, I like cultural dance.
I participated, yes. I participated, and then we came out second.
Oh.
And then people were like,
let me guess, Jola.
A terrible experience.
Yeah, it was Jola, yes. It was Jola.
I know.
It's not so difficult when you are dancing to Jola music.
Yeah,
the only thing you need to do is shout.
Yeah.
Jump.
Yes, exactly.
If your legs can carry you up and down, and you are agile, physical, strong, then
you're good to go. Exactly.
So you are encouraging him.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Okay.
I started doing cultural dances when I was in primary school. I can remember from primary 3 to grade 12, continuously doing cultural dance. It's either I came out first or second. Or third mom, no, do my gist.
So I congratulate you again.
Yes.
Congratulations.
No, to be honest.
So, in all the poems that you have written, do you have a favorite one?
Yeah, traditional culture.
Okay.
Like
that one must be your favorite.
Like
your entire perception about tradition and culture.
Yeah. Though it was a long time, but then it was so fun. Like listening to it, I still have the recordings. Like when after their performance, we recorded it, and then like I do listen to it always.
Would you mind sharing it with us?
Yes.
Yeah, like I can say a few stanzas. Like the first, like it goes like this. Like I said, you know, I am very poor in reciting.
No, forget
but
about
then
the
I will
voice.
just come up.
Forget about the voice.
Tradition rules and culture educates. The semi-gods of whom we ordain must be musical, tremulous, and fun. Gentle influence by the landscape, tender to the spirit touch of man's, but for his native center fast shall fall into future views recast. Come on, stop. Don't laugh.
I'm not.
I am feeling this. What's your problem?
I didn't. He stopped. I said it's beautiful.
Oh, come on. I had to.
Oh my God.
Because I'm not
Now
feeling
next
my
time,
voice.
don't look at Mariama, please. Don't look at Mariama.
He wasn't looking at me. I wasn't even looking at him.
That's the stanza. Don't worry.
But it's
Maybe. Oh, come on.
No, that was beautiful.
Yeah,
that was a beautiful piece. The first stanza.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know
Even,
about the rest
yeah,
of the
it's a duet. It's a duet.
Oh, it's a duet.
Yeah, it's a
It's
duet.
still beautiful.
Yeah.
So, I also want to ask you this question. Do you think all your poems has impact to people out there?
Yeah.
And if yes, how? Explain.
Okay, like my poetry, like whatever I write, is based on what I saw out there. Like first, I wrote about road traffic accidents, because in this country, the Gambia has been rated again as rated so high when it comes to road traffic accidents, and also there's illegal migration also, because most of the cream of the society is moving to in search of greener pasture, let's say. And then tradition and culture, I also wrote about the dusty path, that is the life of a young hustler, somebody from the hood that wants to rise to realize his full potentials. Yeah, and I also wrote about my vision to succeed. Roads are not meant for everybody, that's why they make sidewalks, the flooding city, and so many poems. But then whenever I wrote, I have, like I said, I have this group, this team, you call the Bojang Glorious, that normally performs.
Bojamba.
Yeah.
Sankaramba.
I think, not I think, would you describe yourself as a societal mirror when it comes to poetry? Because, like, all of the poems that you've named here are things that people are dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And doing justice to the topic, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
As a poet,
Yeah.
serving as the voice to the voiceless.
Voiceless.
And that's exactly, I think, what you're doing by writing those pieces. And I think it's a very important thing, because yeah, as much as people like me enjoy poems about flowers,
Butterflies.
yeah, I think it's also important to, because there are people out there who wants to voice out their opinions but don't know how to. Right. But you as a poet could serve as their voice. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like you said, the voice to the voiceless, because we are living in a society that everybody is going through something. Like we are living in a life of a series, let's say a Netflix series movie. Like when every day is another episode.
I should add that in my book.
Every day is another episode. People are going through a lot of things. But then who will talk about it? Is the problem now.
Yeah.
They will want to say it out, but then they won't have the platform to say it out.
Or sometimes they'll even be scared.
Yeah, they will be scared.
Yeah.
Some will be scared to say it.
Yeah,
Some
absolutely.
will be afraid, because now we are so schizophrenic that we can't even talk about things that are affecting us. But then now having this point, like the illegal migration, and also this flooding city, because the other day I was coming just around Westfield here, the road was so flooded to the extent that pedestrians cannot even walk past. That was so sad. Like, it's so serious. And then when it comes to road traffic accidents also, that is alarming. That is the worst thing you could have ever found.
In fact, it's rampant.
It's everywhere.
It's
Whether it's fatal or not fatal, it's just happening every day.
It's happening.
Vehicles knocking each other, people being knocked down by cars. It's just crazy. That is why, like, in one of my poems, the road traffic accident, like I mentioned it in this, like I said, Lamin Sek, a youth, Sally and Khadija, children with big dreams, big visions and big missions, yet with no completion. I see a widow winnowing her sorrow. Bari ñinente balofa. Li mo daw sama yaram. So, you, Mr. Parliamentarian, you, VDC chair, you, the youth chair, when you and he, she and they, put your hands together on deck, then RTA will be in misery and in our history. You, the reckless driver, lower your speed, pay heed, for this is in our creed. Oh, come on. I'm blushing.
I can't.
They are on the side. Like I said, I will still emphasize on that.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, I think It's not like I think. But your voice is good, don't you think so?
Maybe I am talking in a very low voice, but when it comes to the crowd, I might faint one day.
That's it.
Now I see where the problem is.
You know, I think one of the beauty of poetry is, like for example, if I wanted to, like, say something negative about the government, I might end up in jail.
Yeah.
That's it.
But
That's the fact.
I could write it in a poet.
Mhm.
I can write it in a poem,
Yeah.
as a piece, and then be invited to the State House, and then I recite it in front of the president, and then it
And
will
then
considered
everybody
a poem.
will even
Nothing
halfway.
happened.
Yeah. It's
That's
it's one of the
poetry.
thing, yeah.
That's
So it's
poetry for
different.
you.
Poetry is different from speak, I can say. If hadn't been it was a speech, rather you will go straight to the point. But poetry is like you're playing a football. You play with the words. You
Yeah.
understand? So it's always nice. Sometimes you want to say something directly, but you won't say
You
it.
will say, yeah.
Especially when that thing is linked with the government, you wanna say it. You just have to play around with the words.
Yeah.
But someone who know poetry, when immediately you recite that poem, will be like, oh, kili la neka
Yeah,
dewa.
this one is mine.
Yeah.
You know,
You feel yourself in it.
Yeah.
I can remember in my grade 12, this poem of Shakespeare, the
Shakespeare.
Darling Boats of May, something like that. We read the poem, read it again and again and again. I think it was almost difficult for it to be interpreted and know who exactly is it about. You know, we almost had a debate. Was it about a woman or was it about a guy? You know, was it about love or was it about something else? So the class was torn into two.
That's why I said poetry. You
Yeah.
play with the
It's
words.
a vibe. It's a whole vibe now.
It's another world.
Exactly.
It's an entire different world. Like when I am writing, I feel like I am in my own imaginary world. I get to do stuff. I get to be whoever I am. I get to do whatever I am on that page,
Yeah.
dictating my ink what to write. Exactly. So poetry is beautiful in its own way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is.
So I think we are getting to the most important part of the program.
Which is?
I hope you are ready.
Game time.
Yes. Okay. Here we have a few words. Each of us is going to pick one word, and whichever word that you come up with, you are going to start a line with it, and then we'll come up with a stanza, sort of.
Movie. Hey.
Okay. Okay. Movie nights or a date night. The most fun part, stewing down popcorn and serving down soda. Okay, so what else go first?
Okay. I'll be the last.
I'll just write that down.
Okay.
I will, and then you come last.
Yeah.
Change.
What?
Change.
Change.
Yeah.
Okay.
Change as in monetary change? Oh,
Change as in
change as
Yes.
in changes.
Okay.
yes, changes.
Okay.
Exactly that.
Change, they say,
Mm-hmm.
is the most constant thing in life. But life is a journey of ups and downs, leads you to destination of unknown destinations based on the choices that you make in life. That's right.
That's beautiful.
Escape.
I'm not writing that.
So,
for you.
take it from me.
I hope you find Monday.
Yeah. Bismillah, ñu door. Let's see. Oh. Mamadou Swad. Glass. Glass.
Yes. What will like glass and say that? Okay.
Okay, glass is glass. Say it was a glass lah. Okay. Alna na falye. The G, the L, the A, The S and the S. Mandinkol kae wero. Glass is a mirror where you see and reflect things. Sefine?
Where you see the reflection of your own image.
Thank you. Continue with it.
You are being very nice.
So,
As fragile as a glass, a heart is broken into different pieces. Take care of it. Bring it closer. Put it in a handkerchief.
so let's
No, let it break. Let it break. You can use broom and sweep it under the carpet.
No, you know, it's already time, but before going, I must recite this poem. Just a few minutes. And it's about swinging a leg out tomorrow. Here it goes. The life we live is crazy. Things are falling apart like an alarming way. The rate of poverty is increasing. Teenage pregnancy is not at a decrease. Smoking, gambling, stealing ever since. Mane aduna bi dafa jahaso. Hale yi hamutuñ dara magi baynen seni loxo. Man hawma lumay def. Man de waruna. They say we are the leaders of tomorrow, but I am afraid cause of tomorrow. See, it's not the size of the dough that matters in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dough that matters. Wolof Njaay nee na xam-xam soriwut dafa laaw soo bëggee akara da ngay ñeme kaani. Clap for me.
SK.
This is so beautiful.
SK.
Thank you.
This is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Just now, Gio.
Yeah, sure.
Well, sadly, that brings us to the end of the program. That was so short. I wish we had more time.
Whole
Then
hour.
you could have maybe given us another piece. But
Yeah.
you know, you're on Emutsi Ben.
Exactly.
Next time, inshallah.
Yep.
Thank you guys for joining us. This is all we had for you. But if you want to watch the entire episode, you can subscribe on Majak TV on YouTube, and you could also follow us on TikTok and Facebook as well. TikTok is Majak Official, and on Facebook, Media Academy for Journalism and Communication. So see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.